This is his second 5-year term, and he serves now as the Chief Minister continuously during the past 7 years. He is known for his strong administrative skills, effective management, and implementation of government's decision, mainly based on the thrust of his passion for Kerala's development. His courageous leadership is widely acknowledged within the state and beyond, and his commitment to social justice and equality, and his ability to take firm and just decisions, as well as his unwavering dedication to serving the poor and the marginalized people of Kerala, are very widely accepted and recognized. He has also proved his determination to address the crisis situations that the people of Kerala have experienced during times of natural calamities, especially during the 2018 flood and also during the COVID pandemic outbreak and the lockdown situations. He has consistently advocated for the protection of the religious minorities in Kerala and has taken several initiatives to promote religious harmony in Kerala. Several innovative policies and programs implemented by his government and introduced by his government reflects his secular approach, measures to promote religious tolerance. This is the reason that the state of Kerala is free from any religious or ethnic conflicts, when some other parts of India are still struggling to escape from religious or ethnic conflicts. His strong convictions and courageous approach, as well as his eloquent criticism against the spread of religious extremism and religious hatred, and also politicization of religion. And he always emphasizes the need for a harmonious society in Kerala. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of the representatives of the Asian Christians who are gathered at this assembly. Presiding over this session, His Beatitude, Dr. Theodosius Marthoma Metropolitan, the Supreme Head of the Malankara Marthoma Syrian Church, who is also a patron of the host committee of this General Assembly. I welcome His Beatitude also to this special event. Other dignitaries on the dais who will be extending greetings are Honorable Minister Sri V.N. Vasavan, a member of the Cabinet of Sri Pinarayi Vijayan's ministry. Honorable Minister, he hails from this city, Kottayam. We have with us global and Asian church and ecumenical leaders who will also greet us at the beginning of this Asian Ecumenical Festival. The Secretary General of the World Council of Churches, Professor Dr. Jerry Pillay, he is originally from South Africa, a fifth generation Indian origin from South Africa. He is currently living in Geneva, Switzerland, and heading the global ecumenical body, the World Council of Churches, which has membership in more than 140 countries in the world. Bishop Diloraj Kanagasavai, Moderator of the Christian Conference of Asia, who was the presiding bishop of the Church of Ceylon. His Eminence Dr. Joseph Mar Gregorios, Metropolitan trustee of the Malankara Jacobite Syrian Church. His Grace Dr. Julius Givergis Mar Julius, Metropolitan, President of the National Council of Churches in India, which is the coordinating body and ecumenical body of 30 member churches in India. He comes from the Malankara Syrian Orthodox Church. His Grace Bishop Timothy Ravindra, Bishop of Coimbatore Diocese, Church of South India. He has come all the way from Coimbatore to represent the Church of South India and to bring greetings. His Grace Bishop Abraham Mar Paulos, local host committee chairperson. I don't need to specially welcome him, but still I extend formal welcome to him also. On behalf of the Christian Conference of Asia and the officers of the Christian Conference of Asia and the members of the Executive Committee and all other delegates, those who are attending this assembly, and all other participants, those who are attending this assembly in various capacities as official delegates, fraternal delegates, delegated representatives, delegated observers, visitors, registered visitors, participants of pre-assembly events, and also specially invited representatives of CCA's member churches here in Kerala, the Malankara Orthodox Syrian Church, Malankara Jacobite Orthodox Syrian Church, the Malabar Independent Syrian Church, Malankara Marthoma Syrian Church, and the Church of South India's 5 dioceses here in Kerala. On behalf of all these churches and their leaders, I extend a very warm welcome to, again, the Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, Sri Pinarayi Vijayan, all other dignitaries, those who will be extending greetings on this special occasion and on this historic event. Again, on behalf of CCA, welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you for your being with us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was a beautiful way of presenting and bringing the past into the present, and that too particularly to Kottayam, the history and the journey, the structure of the journey of Christian Conference of Asia. Sir, I thank you very much for your hearty, sincere words of welcome. Now we come to His Beatitude, Dr. Theodosius Marthom, Metropolitan, who is the moderator of the session and who presides over this function. And as the Supreme Head of the Malankara Marthoma Church, I earnestly request Theodosius Metropolitan to address the gathering by way of his presidential speech. Thank you.
The Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, Sri Pinarayi Vijayan, Minister of State, Sri Vasavan, all the dignitaries on and off the dais, respected leaders and representative churches, the participants of this meeting, greetings to all of you. It is indeed a great moment for the whole Christian community of the Asian region as we gather today under the banner of the Christian Conference of Asia, the regional ecumenical fellowship of the churches, for the 15th General Assembly. The history of the General Assemblies clearly marks the venerable contributions to the world order as an outcome from the same. The Christian Conference of Asia is the first and oldest regional ecumenical organization in the world. Beginning from the first assembly in Indonesia to the present-day assembly here in Kottayam, Kerala, marks the unified effort to bring the whole creation under the optics of a dignified kingdom ethic and vision. Friends, today we are here to celebrate the Asian Ecumenical Fellowship, AEF. This is a celebration of unity, fellowship, and togetherness of the churches. This unity among the churches can have a significant impact on a pluralistic community, depending on how it is practiced and the context in which it occurs. In a plural community where people of different faiths coexist, a unified church can serve as a positive example by promoting interfaith understanding and cooperation. When different religious groups within the community see that a church can maintain its distinct beliefs while still engaging in respectful dialogue and collaboration with others, it can foster a more tolerant and harmonious atmosphere. The Council of Churches often engages in communitarian outreach and service projects. This can have a positive impact on the plural community by addressing social issues, providing support to vulnerable populations, and fostering a sense of shared responsibility and empathy among different religious and non-religious groups. In diverse communities, tensions can arise between different religious and cultural groups. Certainly, a unified church can act as a mediator and a peacemaker, helping to resolve conflicts and build bridges between communities. The message of reconciliation and forgiveness can influence the broader community positively. Church unity can facilitate cultural exchange and appreciation within a plural community. Members from different backgrounds may share their traditions, rituals, and celebrations, which can lead to greater cultural understanding and enrichment for everyone. The church unity can provide a sense of belonging and community for its members, which can, in turn, strengthen social cohesion in the broader community. Beyond unity within the Christian denominations, CCA advocates opportunities for interfaith cooperation on environmental issues, which is a dire need of the time. When churches and religious institutions from various faith traditions come together to address environmental challenges, they can certainly collectively work towards the preservation of the natural world, fostering greater respect for the integrity of creation. Church unity can enable more robust advocacy and action on environmental issues at local, national, and international levels. Unified voices in the Christian community can carry more weight in advocating for policies, and practices that protect the environment and promote the integrity of creation. When churches are unified in their commitment to environmental stewardship and the integrity of creation, they serve as a powerful witness to the world as a whole. They demonstrate the moral and ethical imperative, caring for the environment, inspiring others to join in all these efforts. The shared recognition of the sacredness of creation and the responsibility to protect it can serve as a unifying force, encouraging cooperation among diverse Christian groups and even across religious boundaries in the pursuit of environmental sustainability. Today, therefore, dear friends, we stand at a historical juncture. The Asian Ecumenical Festival, a celebration as part of the CCA General Assembly, invites everyone to witness the diversified cultural, ethnic backgrounds of the churches in the local vicinity and all across Asia. The rich culture and heritage of the ecumenical churches not only adds vibrancy, but adds deeper meaning viewed from different perspectives of the same mission of the twin God and his discipleship. Let this celebration be a reason to underscore the diversified unity among the faithful community of believers. Dear friends, today we are indeed honored and humbled to have the presence of the Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, Sri Pinarayi Vijayan, as the chief guest inaugurating the Asian Ecumenical Festival, who in his power and vision is leading the state of Kerala in its various capacities to a brighter prospect as a developed state. He is the first Chief Minister from Kerala to be re-elected after completing a full term. Kerala has won many accolades under the leadership of the Chief Minister, Sri Pinarayi Vijayan. With a people-centric development approach, our Chief Minister, his government has made remarkable achievements in various sectors including health, education, welfare, and development. The government has built over 200,000 houses for the homeless and landless under the Life Mission. Education department set up 45,000 high-tech classrooms in public schools. He successfully brought in 165 companies to the IT park, creating 50,000 job opportunities for the people here. Kerala government increased the social security pensions for the marginalized and elderly, established minimum wages scheme in 26 sectors to prevent the exploitation of employees. His support and encouragement for the churches in the state is very much appreciable. I extend our deep gratitude on behalf of everyone seated over here for accepting our humble invitation. Dear friends, may this evening of the Asian Ecumenical Festival add joy and jubilation to all the participants and help us to reread the need for restoring the whole creation in a meaningful stewardship as envisioned by Christ himself. May God's blessings be with us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Tirumeni, for the inspiring and mind-opening address. Thank you. Today, we are really privileged to have the presence of the head of the state, Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, Sri Pinarayi Vijayan, as the chief guest of Asian Ecumenical Festival. May I invite our chief guest, Honorable Chief Minister, for his inaugural address. Sir.
സഹോദരി സഹോദരന്മാരെ, ക്രിസ്ത്യൻ കോൺഫറൻസ് ഓഫ് ഏഷ്യയുടെ 15ാമത് ജനറൽ അസംബ്ലിയോടനുബന്ധിച്ച് സംഘടിപ്പിച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന ഈ ഏഷ്യൻ എക്യുമെനിക്കൽ ഫെസ്റ്റിവലിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞതിലുള്ള സന്തോഷം ആദ്യമേ തന്നെ രേഖപ്പെടുത്തട്ടെ. ഇന്നിവിടെ ഡെലിഗേറ്റുകളായും അതിഥികളായും ധാരാളം പേർ കേരളത്തിനും ഇന്ത്യക്കും പുറത്തുനിന്ന് നമ്മോടൊപ്പം സന്നിഹിതരാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് അവർക്ക് കൂടി മനസ്സിലാകുന്ന തരത്തിൽ ചില കാര്യങ്ങൾ ആദ്യം പറയാമെന്നാണ് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. At the outset, on behalf of the people of Kerala, let me extend a warm welcome to all the delegates and guests who are attending the 15th General Assembly of the Christian Conference of Asia and this Asian Ecumenical Festival which is being organized alongside it. As you all know, Kerala is home to one of the oldest Christian communities in the world. It is believed that Christianity came here as early as the apostolic age itself. It is heartening that churches that are part of that Asian tradition have come together in hosting you all here today. To me, this is yet another instance of Kerala standing tall as a beacon of harmony and dialogue. Around the world, the ecumenical movement seeks to identify and promote common ground amidst differences, that is, ensure unity in diversity. Kerala is part of India, the land that presented this novel idea to the world during our glorious anti-colonial freedom struggle. Therefore, we are exceptionally happy to have ecumenical leaders from Asia and the world over in our midst. The word ecumenism is derived from the Greek words oikumene, which means the inhabited world, and oikos, which means house. That very word embodies a concern for the world we inhabit. I am glad that such a concern is reflected in the theme of the CCA's General Assembly as well. When we talk of the renewal and restoration of the world that we live in, it is essential to pinpoint the destruction of our environment around the globe and the forces behind it. Without that, our deliberations may be perceived as mere noisy gongs or clanging cymbals. Recently, the World Meteorological Organization had said that extreme weather events ranging from droughts to large-scale floods and other effects of climate change are on the rise in Asia. They had also warned that such events are bound to affect the continent's food security and ecosystems. As Asians, we are people living in the midst of climate change induced by global warming. Therefore, it is imperative for us to state that the profit-based system is at odds with a sustainable planet and that the exploitation of nature is as fundamental to it as the exploitation of the worker. The renewal and restoration of the environment has to go hand in hand with the renewal and restoration of mankind. To ensure that all the systems and forces that dehumanize us have to be opposed, no matter how appealing they may seem to be. Unless and until we have such a comprehensive approach, our efforts will not bear fruit. On the one hand, our environment is in danger. On the other, our people also are in danger. There are several instances of the rise of extremism and authoritarianism in our continent. There are forces at work that seek to divide us, misinterpreting diversities as differences. However, we have a rich tradition of harmony and coexistence. The times we live in demand that we rekindle the efforts to secure and strengthen that legacy. In order to do that, we need to champion our core value, unity in diversity. Diversities should not be allowed to cause enmity, but should pave the way for cooperation and collaboration. In that regard, there is a glowing example right here from within Asia itself. I am referring to the document on human fraternity for world peace and living together, signed jointly by His Holiness Pope Francis and the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar Ahmad Al-Taib in Abu Dhabi a few years back. That historic document concluded with an invitation to reconciliation and fraternity among all believers and non-believers, among all people of goodwill. It appealed to those who cherish the values of tolerance and fraternity to reject deplorable violence and blind extremism. The exhortations in that document was further developed by the Pope in his encyclical letter titled Fratelli Tutti. It categorically stated that despite all our differences, we are all brothers and sisters. It is certainly the need of the hour that a sense of universal brotherhood that transcends all sorts of man-made boundaries is strengthened. ഇപ്പോൾ മനുഷ്യർ തമ്മിലുള്ള ഭിന്നതകളെ ലഘൂകരിക്കാനും യോജിപ്പുകളെ ശാക്തീകരിക്കാനുമാണ് എക്യുമെനിക്കൽ പ്രസ്ഥാനം പൊതുവിൽ ശ്രമിക്കുന്നത്. അതിന് സഹായകരമാകുന്ന ഈ എക്യുമെനിക്കൽ ഫെസ്റ്റിവലിന് ആതിഥ്യമരുളാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നതിൽ കേരളത്തിന് അതിയായ സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്. കാരണം മനുഷ്യർക്കിടയിലുള്ള യോജിപ്പിനെ ശക്തിപ്പെടുത്താനുള്ള ശ്രമങ്ങൾ കൂടുതൽ ആത്മാർത്ഥമായും അർത്ഥവത്തായും നടത്തേണ്ട കാലഘട്ടത്തിലൂടെയാണ് നാം ഇപ്പോൾ കടന്നു പോകുന്നത്. കേരളം പൊതുവിൽ മതനിരപേക്ഷതയുടെ പര്യായമായി അറിയപ്പെടുന്ന നാടാണ്. സഹസ്രാബ്ദങ്ങളായി വിവിധ ദേശങ്ങളും ഭാഷകളും സംസ്കാരങ്ങളും മതങ്ങളുമൊക്കെയായി കേരളം നടത്തിയിട്ടുള്ള ആശയവിനിമയമാണ് ഇന്ന് കാണുന്ന കേരളത്തെ രൂപപ്പെടുത്തിയിട്ടുള്ളത്. കഴിഞ്ഞ 7.5 വർഷത്തെ സ്ഥിതിഗതികൾ പരിശോധിച്ചാൽ തന്നെ വർഗീയ സംഘർഷങ്ങളൊന്നും തന്നെ ഉണ്ടാകാത്ത ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ഏക സംസ്ഥാനമാണ് നമ്മുടേത് എന്ന് വ്യക്തമാണ്. സംഘർഷങ്ങൾ സൃഷ്ടിക്കാനുള്ള ബോധപൂർവമായ ശ്രമങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുകൂടി നാം ഒറ്റക്കെട്ടായി നിന്ന് അതിനെയൊക്കെ അതിജീവിച്ചു. അത്തരത്തിലുള്ള കൂട്ടായ അതിജീവനം തുടർന്നും അനിവാര്യമാണ്. അതിന് തെറ്റിദ്ധാരണകളുടെ പുറത്ത് നടത്തപ്പെടുന്ന പ്രസ്താവനകളോ അതിൽ നിന്ന് ലാഭം കൊയ്യാൻ തക്കം പാർത്തിരിക്കുന്ന ശക്തികളുടെ ഇടപെടലുകളോ തടസ്സമാകാൻ പാടില്ല. അതിനേറ്റവും അടിസ്ഥാനപരമായി വേണ്ടത് പരസ്പരം മനസ്സിലാക്കാനും അറിയാനുമുള്ള ശ്രമമാണ്. അതിന് തുടക്കമിട്ട നവോത്ഥാന നായകരുടെ മണ്ണാണിത്. ഫ്രത്തല്ലി തൂത്തി എന്ന തൻ്റെ ചാക്രിക ലേഖനത്തിലൂടെ ഫ്രാൻസിസ് മാർപ്പാപ്പ പങ്കുവച്ചതും സമാനമായ ചിന്തയാണ്. അതിൻ്റെ അവസാന ഭാഗത്ത് ഒരു അഭ്യർത്ഥന മുന്നോട്ട് വച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതിലെടുത്തു പറയുന്നത് 2019 തൻ്റെ അബുദാബി സന്ദർശന വേളയിൽ ഗ്രാൻഡ് ഇമാം അഹമ്മദ് അൽ തയ്യിബുമായി ചേർന്നുകൊണ്ട് സംയുക്തമായി പുറത്തിറക്കിയ ഒരു രേഖയെക്കുറിച്ചാണ്. മനുഷ്യ സാഹോദര്യത്തിനായി തയ്യാറാക്കിയ ആ രേഖയിൽ പറയുന്നത്, മതങ്ങളൊരിക്കലും യുദ്ധത്തിനോ വെറുപ്പിൻ്റെ മനോഭാവത്തിനോ പകക്കോ തീവ്രവാദത്തിനോ അക്രമത്തിനോ രക്തച്ചൊരിച്ചിലിനോ പ്രേരിപ്പിക്കരുത് എന്നും അവ മതബോധനങ്ങളിൽ നിന്നുള്ള വ്യതിയാനമാണ് എന്നുമാണ്. ഒരു പടി കൂടി കടന്ന് മതങ്ങളുടെ രാഷ്ട്രീയമായ ദുരുപയോഗമാണ് അതിനൊക്കെ കാരണമാകുന്നത് എന്നും അവർ പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു. ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള ഉദാത്തവും വിശാലവുമായ ചിന്തകൾ സമൂഹത്തിലാകെ പ്രചരിപ്പിക്കേണ്ടതുമുണ്ട്. പ്രകൃതിയുടെയും ജീവജാലങ്ങളുടെയും നവീകരണവും പുനരുദ്ധാരണവും എന്ന 15ാമത് CCA ജനറൽ അസംബ്ലിയുടെ ചിന്താവിഷയം പൂർണ്ണതോതിൽ പ്രാവർത്തികമാക്കുന്നതിന് അത്തരമൊരു ഇടപെടൽ അനിവാര്യമാണ്. അതിനുള്ള തുടക്കമായി ഏഷ്യൻ എക്യുമെനിക്കൽ ഫെസ്റ്റിവൽ മാറുമെന്നാണ് പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുന്നത്. പൊതുവായ തിന്മയ്ക്കെതിരെ ഒറ്റക്കെട്ടായി നിലകൊള്ളേണ്ടവരെ പോലും തമ്മിലടിപ്പിക്കാനായി അവരുടെ ഇടയിൽ വിദ്വേഷവും ശത്രുതയും വളർത്താനുള്ള ആസൂത്രിത ശ്രമങ്ങൾ നടത്തപ്പെടുന്ന പശ്ചാത്തലത്തിലാണ് എല്ലാവരെയും ഒന്നിപ്പിക്കുന്ന ഈ സംഗമം നടക്കുന്നത്. ആത്യന്തികമായി സമൂഹത്തെയും മാനവികതയെയും പിന്നോട്ടടിപ്പിക്കുന്ന തിന്മകളെയും അവയ്ക്ക് പിന്നിലുള്ള ശക്തികളെയും ചെറുക്കാൻ കൂടി ഉപകരിക്കണം എല്ലാവരെയും ഒരുമിപ്പിക്കാനായി നടത്തപ്പെടുന്ന പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങൾ. നവീകരണത്തെയും പുനരുദ്ധാരണത്തെയും കുറിച്ചുള്ള ചർച്ചകളും അവയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടി നടത്തപ്പെടുന്ന ഇടപെടലുകളും കൂടി അതിനായി ഉപകരിക്കപ്പെടണം. ആ നിലക്കുള്ള വലിയൊരു ഉത്തരവാദിത്വം നാം ഓരോരുത്തരും ഏറ്റെടുക്കേണ്ട ഘട്ടം കൂടിയാണ് ഇത് എന്ന് ഈ ഘട്ടത്തിൽ ഓർമ്മിപ്പിക്കട്ടെ. ആദരണീയനായ അധ്യക്ഷൻ സർക്കാരിനെക്കുറിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞ നല്ല വാക്കുകൾക്ക് കൃതജ്ഞത കൂടി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊണ്ട് ഏറെ സന്തോഷത്തോടെ ഈ ഏഷ്യൻ എക്യുമെനിക്കൽ ഫെസ്റ്റിവൽ ഉദ്ഘാടനം ചെയ്തതായി അറിയിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് അവസാനിപ്പിക്കുന്നു. നിങ്ങൾക്കെൻ്റെ സ്നേഹാഭിവാദനം.
ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട ശ്രീ പിണറായി വിജയൻ സാറിൻ്റെ കൃത്യമായ വാക്കുകൾക്ക് നന്ദി പറയുന്നു. ഞങ്ങൾ അദ്ദേഹത്തിൽ നിന്ന് കേട്ട മുഖ്യ ചിന്താവിഷയം, ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഹൃദയത്തിൽ കത്തി നിൽക്കുന്ന ആശയം, യോജിപ്പുകളെ ശക്തീകരിക്കുക, എതിർപ്പുകളെ ലഘൂകരിക്കുക. What a beautiful call it is for us to cherish in our memory, and we remain thankful to our Chief Minister for his beautiful words of appreciation. Thank you, sir, very much. Standing, we will give a hand.
As our Chief Guest is leaving the venue, let's give a standing ovation along with a round of applause as an appreciation for his presence and the greetings to the CCA General Assembly.
Now, we are so privileged to have in our midst the General Secretary of World Council of Churches, Reverend Professor Dr. Jerry Pillai. Remember, he is a man of mighty stature in the Christendom. And what strikes me most when I introduce him to you is that day before yesterday when he made a thematic address related to the topic of the day, he said, the kingdom of God is not a territory, but it is of a new order. So that sticks in our memory. I wish good luck to Jerry Pillai and welcome him to this address.
Thank you very much, Dr. Matthews, as General Secretary of the CCA, His Beatitude. the Honorable Chief Minister in his absence as he leaves the hall, the Minister of State, other dignitaries amongst us, all esteemed church leaders, sisters and brothers. It's my joy to bring you greetings here. I had the privilege and pleasure to bring greetings to the General Assembly when it constituted, but now it is my joy to be included in bringing greetings to you in the launching of this very important and significant festival, the Asian Ecumenical Festival. I was going to start off by again reminding us of what the World Council of Churches stands for and to define the word ecumenism. But I think the Chief Minister has already done that for us and done it so well. But I'd like to add to that is that the World Council of Churches speaks about the transformation of the world. To transform the world, we have to work with many, many people, all different stakeholders, inclusive of state, other civil societies, NGOs, people of faith, and even sometimes people with no faith, because we all have an obligation to create a better world for all people and creatures, and creation inclusively. And so the World Council of Churches ventures into that particular idea of how it goes about doing its work, because we believe that we have a God-given task in search of a better world for all people. I was especially delighted to be part of the session before this, to experience something of the culture, the song, the dance, and the music of people with this great sense of diversity in the Asian context. And that for me is precisely what this is all about, is that we learn to accept each other, we learn to embrace each other, we learn to appreciate each other in a very definite and wonderful and special and significant way. That when we see people, no matter what creed, class, or culture you may actually be from or express, but be the ability to receive everybody as God's people is really what it is all about. So as we talk about people and planet, as we talk about creation and the prayer to restore creation, we realize that we need to work with each other mutually and in a great sense of interdependence as we seek to transform the world. So I'm especially grateful and delighted to see the launching of this particular ecumenical festival. And I do pray and hope that as this continues in the years to come, that it will be something that will foster inclusion, will bring people into understanding each other, respecting each other, and becoming more embracive and tolerant in terms of each other and our differences. One of the key things that we learn from the words of the scriptures is that we should love our neighbors. And neighbors are not just the people who are geographically placed and situated next to us, but neighbors mean the fellow human person. And I trust and pray and hope that the launching of this particular festival will allow us to be able to do that as we continue to build relationships and build a better world for all people. Not forgetting that all of us, state, church, and others, all inclusive of every stakeholder, have an obligation to build a safe and stable society, community, and world in which we live. I wish you well as you launch this particular initiative and pray that it will be something that will help us all to live together as fellow human beings. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Reverend Dr. Jerry Pillai. Your gracious presence and the words of ecumenism added charm and blessings to this assembly. Thank you so much. Sri V.N. Vasavan, Honorable Minister for Kerala, Registration and Cooperation, is the proud son of Kottayam. This go-getter politician is a role model too. He is always helpful for all our activities. Welcome, sir. for the felicitation.
Moderator of this session, His Beatitude, Dr. Theodosius Thomas Metropolitan. Welcome address, Dr. Matthews George Chunagara. Inauguration speech, Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, Shri Pinarayi Vijayan. Facilitations, Reverend Professor Dr. Jerry Pillai. Respected Reverend Bishop Diluraj, His Grace Dr. Gregorius Mar Julius Metropolitan, His Eminence Joseph Mar Gregorius Metropolitan, respected Reverend Bishop Timothy Devinder, His Grace Dr. Abraham Mar Paulus, respected person, other. Being a person from Kottayam, it's my pride that the organization have selected our district to host this wonderful event, Asian Ecumenical Festival, in the heart of the Kottayam itself. The Christian Conference is Asia always stands the betterment of society. The organization could conduct many events like youth leadership programs, the development programs for women, youth and other communities, and the national capacity building programs only in 2023 till the date. Your initiatives were worth during the COVID-19 time by organizing different activities and conducting webinars which showed the concerns of the organization regarding COVID-19 and the issues of South Asia. The organization conducts programs like building peace beyond a sense of unity among the members. Apparently, environmental issues have been considered as a major challenges in the world. There where the conflict between the majority and minority exists with it, knowing that it affects both. Every human being who lives present has a normal responsibility to ensure the substantiality of the resources. I wish the organization could come up with the programs from sustainable development and let the organization can spread the importance of protecting nature among the members. When the world intervenes with racism and enmity, the organization uphold love and affection has wider significance. The natural cooperation among the nations assured peace across the world and uplifts democracy. When the world changes, only an equal society can maintain natural respect, mutual cooperation, etc. It's called to everyone to make sure the democracy is strengthened where communalism has to be defeated, which is our responsibility. We are facing the darker days of our community when the fundamental rights of person are shattered. Manipur is an example, where more than 170 people have been killed and thousands have been displaced in terms of religion and community. The organization proves that it can work for the people and their welfare and betterment. The Christian Conference of Asia should be a platform to fight communalism against അതോടൊപ്പം and ensure the sanctity, the democracy by unholding unity. Manipur should not be repeated in India, anywhere in the world, Let us work for that. Thank you.
We are so much delighted that our minister, Mr. Vasavan, could deliver a beautiful and inspiring talk, which will keep us in good stead in sustaining a good fellowship with one another in the society. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now I request Reverend Bishop Diluraj Kanganis, Moderator of the Christian Conference of Asia, and the Bishop of Church of Ceylon to address us. Bishop, please.
The moderator of this session, His Beatitude, Dr. Theodosius Ma Thoma, Metropolitan, Your Eminences, Your Graces, Honorable Minister, Sri V.N. Vasavan, General Secretary of the World Council of Churches, Reverend Professor Dr. Jerry Pillay, General Secretary of CCA, Dr. Matthews George Chunakara, church leaders, members of congregations in Kerala, all ecumenists, and all participants. First of all, I want to thank the Chief Minister for his presence here, for by his presence he has endorsed that what we are doing is something valuable and sacred. We are grateful for his presence and also the presence of the Honorable Minister. Let me also thank the General Secretary for commencing something memorable with the 15th General Assembly of the Christian Conference of Asia. As I sat here and saw the cultural programs and all of you singing and dancing and clapping, the thought that came into my mind is life is a festival. Life is a festival in the midst of all the trials and the tribulations and worries that we endure. But there is something that is common to us all. The desire to pool our resources, pool what God has given us, our strengths, our expertise, our skills, in order that we will allow God to recreate us and His creation so that we can boldly pray that your will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Life is only one chance that God gives us. Only one chance. And the chance cannot be missed out. For we are accountable to God for every minute that God has called us to live here on earth. So, my dear friends, continue to sing, continue to dance, continue to rejoice with the hope that the divine that is in us and in the other will help us each day to restore that which is being wounded and that which needs to be restored by God through our participation. Thank you once again for all participants and those who made this event a lively one. On behalf of the Executive Committee and the officers of CCA, I say thank you to you all and ask God's blessings upon your future journey. May God bless you all.
Thank you, Bishop, for your guidance throughout the assembly and especially in this Asian Ecumenical Festival. National Council of Churches in India is playing a very important role in hosting the CCA Assembly in India. May I invite President NCCI, His Grace Dr. Givergis Mar Julius Metropolitan for felicitation.
Glory be to God Almighty. The moderator of this session, His Beatitude, Dr. Theodosius Marthoma Metropolitan. Our World Council of Churches Secretary, Reverend Professor Dr. Jerry Pillai, our Honorable Minister Sri V.N. Vasavan, and the CCA moderator, the Right Reverend Bishop Diloraj Kannagasabi, His Eminence Joseph Mar Gregorius Metropolitan, the Malangara Jacobite Syrian Orthodox Church, the Right Reverend Bishop Timothy Ravinder, the Church of South India, of course, our beloved General Secretary of CCA, Dr. Matthews George Chunakara, who extended welcome speech, and His Grace Dr. Abraham R. Paulus, Chairperson, Assembly Local Host Committee, is going to extend a word of concluding remarks, and all the dignitaries on the dais, all those who are delegates, as I learned here, from around 58 countries. Warm welcome once again to Kottayam, the capital of, the cultural capital, or rather the letter capital of Kerala, it's been said. Lot of bishops, presidents, and many other distinguished guests, revered priests, ministers, and young leaders are here. I represent the National Council of Churches of India. So on behalf of the National Council of Churches, it's a presidium, it's different committees, all our office bearers, most of them are present here. They are working along with the CCA committee, especially the hosting churches committee here in Kottayam. On behalf of NCCI, once again, I wish the best days, a best 15th CCA conference here in Kottayam, and also all the best for the Asian Ecumenical Festival. Unfortunately, I missed took a couple of days, and will be here and now and then till to the end of the meeting. And I know that very interesting discussions are happening, as well as a lot of cultural programs. It is my duty to congratulate and extend a word of thanks to Dr. Matthews George the CCA General Secretary, for giving an opportunity for CCA member churches in Kerala to host this important event, and also that's happening here at Kottayam. You can see a lot of Christian institutions here. The Kottayam College, or the present Orthodox Theological Seminary Kottayam, Marthoma Seminary Kottayam, many more traditional institutes, churches, organizations. So I hope that you may get some time to visit all these places, have an excursion, or have the experience. And also we have the places like Kumaragam and nearby, very serene, places all over here. So enjoy the Kerala, and especially we have ordered 2, climatic depressions that's going through right now. So it's a very heavy, rainy time. It's not seasonal one after Onam, but it's happening. So enjoy the true extended monsoon weather here in Kottayam. And it is also my responsibility to extend our gratitude to the General Secretary of World Council of Churches, Professor Dr. Jerry Pillai. I think it is his second visit to India after he assumed the charge of the Secretary of World Council of Churches. One was at Hyderabad for the National Council of Churches Assembly. We enjoyed his presence and his classes, and now for the CCA conference here in Kottayam. So we are all very overwhelmed by your presence, Dr. Pillai. It is indeed, we are honored by the presence of our Chief Minister. In his busy schedule, he set apart a time to come on right time to our midst of us, and our own minister, Sri Vasavan, is here, not hurrying to anywhere. He is with us as our guardian for this CCA conference. It is also my responsibility to extend a word of thanks to the central government of India, especially the immigration department, of achieving all these 360 plus visas on time, so that all these delegates were able to come on right time. So with these words, I conclude here, and on behalf of National Council, I once again welcome all of you. If time permits, stay further days in Kottayam, and also welcome to Nagpur, the office of National Council, and wherever you can be. What is your wish in India? Please let us know. Our General Secretary, Reverend Azir Ebenezer, and all our department secretaries are here. Just say your wishes, and we will be trying to help you in all these concerns. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Tirumeni, for your inspiring words. And we are so delighted, and the whole assembly gathering here may be so much delighted to see you becoming the president of the National Council of Churches in India. So our hearty congratulations to you for doing excellent and human service for the congregational strength and across the boards. Now, I request Joseph Mar Gregorius Metropolitan. I am quite happy to introduce The Metropolitan Gregorios is the Metropolitan trustee of the Jacobite Syrian Church. And whenever I see him, not in person, but over the screen of the TV, I would say that he is a solid champion of the tradition and faith of the religion which he upholds and which he keeps to his chest and to his heart. I wish you all good luck, sir, Tirumeni, and it's your time to deliver your message.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A very good evening to one and all. Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, Sri Pinarayi Vijayan. Today's moderator, His Beatitude, Dr. Theodosius Marthoma, Metropolitan Supreme Head of the Malangara Marthoma Syrian Christian Church. Professor Dr. Jerry Pillai, General Secretary of the World Council of Churches, Sri V.N. Vasavan, Honorable Minister. Right, Reverend Bishop Diloraj, Moderator of CCA. Our General Secretary, Dr. Matthew George Chunakara. His Grace, Dr. Georgis More Julius, Metropolitan National Christian Council President. Right, Reverend Bishop Timothy Ravinder, Church of South India. His Grace, Dr. Abraham or Paulus, Chairperson, Assembly Local House Committee. Your Eminences, priests, teachers, resource persons, staff of CCA, host committee, guests and stewards, and dear brothers and sisters. It brings us great joy to be part of the Christian Conference of Asia General Assembly being held in Kottayam. The contribution of the CCA is bringing churches together for advocacy, coordination, conversation, dialogue, and implementation in praiseworthy and a matter of pride. We are happy that the General Assembly is being held in God's own country, popularly known as Kerala, and is being jointly hosted by several denominations. The theme of this year's General Assembly, God, renew us in your spirit and restore the creation, reflects the need of the hour and should be seen as a serious and clarion call for churches to join hands to advocate for saving what is left of our world. We have called to be sincere and honest stewards and caretakers of God's creation. I would like to talk about conviviality of living together as one creation, as a way to restore the glory of creation, conviviality as an autonomous and creative relationship between people and their environment, and people and technology. Our conversation should involve and include all of God's creation in its entire and purest form. Conviviality is also ordering our lives to live well with God, creation, and each other. St. Paul reminds us of offering a hand of peace to those around us. Romans chapter 12, verse 18 says, if it is possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. And further, verse 21 says, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. God's creation is a prime example of how revenge, greed, and selfishness are not used as a framework. But unfortunately, humans are a sad exception to this. We need to live lives of value. And for that, fasting is an important and even more important than feasting. As the plants and trees of the earth bear seasons of scarcity and seasons of abundance, we need to do the same. Fasting in the early church was peculiar because fasting and acceptable to God, and only when God's demands for justice and righteousness were fulfilled. Fasting and praying communities and churches can bring about great change in the world that we are part of it. In Kerala, many temples and shrines have at least one big tree There is also a belief that spirits exist in trees. Woodcutters take permission from the tree before cutting it. More than superstition, this reflects a greater and wider spirituality which seeks to safeguard and protect trees, environment, forests, and natural habitats. Indeed, religiousness and spirituality in any form has an intrinsic relationship with the environment and with the habitat. Let me conclude by congratulating the Kerala government, the central government, and various governments around the world and its schemes to save the environment. I also remember the environment warriors who have given their life to protect the environment, individuals who have single-handedly planted acres of forests, forest officials who have gone much beyond their job descriptions, schools, colleges, and Sunday school children who have taken oath to save the environment, and birds and squirrels who have distributed seeds which have resulted in small and big trees in several places. May God bless the effort of the Christian Conference of Asia, especially its General Secretary Dr. Matthew Chunakara and all its staff members, churches and ecumenical organizations around the globe, and all those who support the CCA. Thank you very much, and God bless you, and have a good evening.
Thank you, Tirumeni, for your gracious presence and blissful words. Now may I invite Right Reverend Bishop Timothy Ravinder, representing Church of South India, for the felicitation.
Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, who just left a while ago, Honorable Minister Shri V.N. Vasavan, dignitaries, respected dignitaries on stage, off stage, I bring greetings from the Church of South India, Moderator in charge, Deputy Moderator, the General Secretary and the Honorary Treasurer, to all the delegates of the 15th General Assembly of the Christian Conference of Asia. India has welcomed you warmly, Kerala has welcomed you heartily, and Kottayam has received you with warmth and exceptional hospitality. I would like to congratulate the delegates, all of you, and thank God for the travel mercies that He has granted you good health and a meaningful and fun-filled time here in Kottayam. I would like to thank the organizers of this CCA for selecting India as the venue. Particularly, it is fitting as we in India see the potential of the youth by the successful launch of Chandrayaan, and particularly the passing of the Women's Bill in the Lok Sabha in India, a reservation of 33%, empowering the women for the growth of our nation. So thank you, the moderator and Dr. Matthew Chunakara, for selecting India as the venue. We would like to pray for the deliberations and the discussions. As you engage in a lot of communications discussing about economic justice, ecological justice, and social justice here, towards a peace, world peace and world order, we ask for God's blessings to be upon every one of you as you return and take back tons of wishes and love from this beautiful country here, and the color and the culinarium that we had seen here on stage an hour before, and that is our life with mouthful of laughter in the corridors of our churches and in these buildings. Once again, on behalf of the Church of South India and all of them and all the directors who are here present, wishing the team under the dynamic leadership of Dr. Chunakara and the moderator all the very best in your delegations and descriptions and your decisions to build the kingdom of God and for the proclamation of the good news of the gospel. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Bishop Timothy Ravinder, for the gracious presence and blessing words. Before concluding this public meeting, we have two significant things to do. To commemorate the 15th CCA General Assembly, we are publishing a souvenir. May I invite the Chief Editor of the souvenir, Professor John Matthew, kindly hand over the first copy of the souvenir to Honorable Minister Sri V. N. Vasavan to release, and inviting CCA Vice Moderator Bishop Ruel Norman Mariza to accept the first copy. Please put a good round of applause for the excellent effort taken by Professor John Matthew and the team for publishing the souvenir on time. Releasing of a book, Ecumenism in Asia, Prospects and Challenges, written by Dr. Matthews George Chunakara. May I invite our World Christian Council General Secretary, Reverend Professor Dr. Jerry Pillai, kindly release the book. And I invite Ms. Wine Mabel, student of Asian Ecumenical Institute, Myanmar, kindly come and receive the first copy.
I must appreciate the efforts taken by Matthews George Chunakara in presenting and in writing a beautiful like this. When this book sees the light of the day, we are very much pleased that a lot of labor has been put in by Matthews Chunakara, and it will be a great strength for all the Christian communities in India and abroad, as well as for everyone who reads this book to have a life full of moral values and cultural ethics. So this book is seeing the light of the day. Thank you.
Dr. Matthews, kindly hand over the copy to Dr. Matthews, kindly hand. Okay. Now we are coming to the fag end of this Asian Ecumenical Festival public meeting. For concluding remarks and formal vote of thanks, may I invite Chairperson of Local Host Committee, His Grace Dr. Abraham Paulus, the pillar of this 15th General Assembly of Christian Conference of Asia in Kotte. Tirumeni, please.
The chairperson of the session is Beatitude Most Reverend Dr. Theodosius Marthoma Metropolitan, our honored guests, and the General Secretary of the World Council of Churches, Reverend Dr. Professor Jerry Pillai, our own Minister, Sri V. N. Vasavan, and all the honored bishops, metropolitans, other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, most beloved delegates from all across Asia, the visitors, observers, and all who labored a lot to make this great event a wonderful experience in our life, I greet you very warmly, all of you. At the very outset, let me express our sincere thanks to CCA officers under the able leadership of our own person, Dr. Mathis George Chunakara, for giving this great opportunity to host this 15th Assembly in this beautiful town in Kerala. And I express our sincere thanks to the central as well as the state government, even the district authorities, for giving all possible assistance in a very courteous fashion. I also take this opportunity to express our joy and happiness for working together to make this 15th Assembly a very memorable in the history of ecumenical journey. We got a beautiful team to work for this wonderful conference. Better not to think that tonight we are closing these sessions. It will continue. It will be ended only on 3rd. And I'm sure our honored guests, the participants from all across, enjoyed very well staying in this little town, Kottayam, and spending time mostly in the nearby beautiful cathedral, Jerusalem Marthoma Church, and all the beautiful fellowship and relationship. Ecumenism is actually a love relationship. It is a celebration of life. It is a jubilant living among all odd situations. Someone made it very clear, these days heavy pouring rain, but I am sure that was also a heavenly blessing upon us, because our guests enjoyed like anything the pouring rain, and the climatic condition, the weather condition was so conditioned, and they never had any problem with the atmosphere. It's all our blessings. If we rightly see things in a positive note, our life becomes a glorious one, and always we can say thank you to God Almighty. I'm very glad that CC at this time brought in a very beautiful theme. Oh God, renew us in your spirit and restore the creation. Let me make my own analysis within a couple of sentences. The first part of this theme is, of course, a prayer, an ardent prayer to God Almighty, the Creator, the Sustainer, and the Redeemer. And the second part is a commitment from our part we are called to be co-workers, stewards of this creation. Keep it and till it. That is a command we received from the first book of the Holy Scripture. If that is true, then definitely this second part is a commitment from our part. If we take care of this creation with a renewed heart, then definitely we can find solutions of these problems in this cosmos. When we go with this message and keep it inside alone, won't serve anything. Particularly when we initiated Asian Ecumenical Festival, this is not for this auditorium, but to carry this message to our own countries, our own homes, and share this great message to all the people around us. You see, our General Secretary yesterday in his first talk made it very clear. WCC becomes a reality when it is the talk of the town. CCA becomes reality when it is carrying in our own homes. So I exhort all our dear participants, let us take this message in our hearts and carry with us and share with our parishes and share with our homes and make this WCC and CCA a daily talk at homes. Then it becomes real ecumenism, oikumene, as our Chief Minister mentioned. That is the commitment we should make in this beautiful, auspicious moment on this inauguration of the Asian Ecumenical Festival. With these words, let me conclude my words with a heart full of thanks and appreciation for all who labored for this effort. You mentioned I am the chairperson, but I am only one among them. I just motivated them and just given some friendship, that's all. And they worked hard and they continue to work hard. And our dear recently elected Chandi woman MLA is with us, and we are very, very glad that he is in our midst. When I was sitting here, I was thinking about our late Sri Uman Chandi. When he was alive, definitely he would have presented here, because once he was a member of one of the conferences of WCC. So his own son, our son, dear Chandi woman, is with us, and we welcome you very well, and at the same time we wish you very well and carry forward the mantle of your dear dad. He was our friend and our comrade for the last 53 plus years as MLA, and beforehand he was very much involved in the life of this Kottayam city. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you, Tirumeni, for your gracious leadership and concluding remarks. Asian Ecumenical Festival is conclude here. Thank you, one and all. We invite all our guests to join for the dinner arranged in the nearby auditorium. Please join. Thank you so much.